Good day, Internet people.
Hello.
People are probably wondering, is this worth buying? Yes.
Many Cardfight Vanguard players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Odyssey of the Interspatial Dragon?
Exactly, to quote the professor. Now, disclaimer straight off the bat, if you play Vanguard already, if you've got a deck, specifically if you've got a Gear Chronicle deck with Chronojet already, you can stop watching this video right now. This is very much a beginner's deck before we even go into it. So basically, unless you are watching this and you're new to Vanguard, this probably isn't the video for you. I'm going to go through this deck and we're going to analyse it.
The other reason you might want to pick up this deck is if you're short on the promos that lie within. Because there are
promos in there, to be fair. That are regular cards.
They were promos, but they've been reprinted here.
So basically, long story short, this deck is a cheapo, pocket money kind of priced deck, designed to get you into Vanguard for dirt cheap. So don't expect your big boss cards. This has not got Chronojet Dragon in it. This is literally the most bare bones playable deck you're going to be able to get for your £6.99. So let's just have a look, see what's inside. So this little piece of white paper here, I need to just check. Yep, I'm not going to show you the code, but that's the Cardfight Online code to unlock a promo Lost Age Dragon. I'm hoping that didn't show up on camera, because I want that. Right, so they've got a starter's guide. To be fair, by the time that game comes out, that code's probably invalid by then. Right, so you got that and a standard playmat. That's what you expect, right? So what the real meat and potatoes, as it were, of this deck is in here. And we're going to just unwrap that. And we're going to have a look. See what's good, what's bad, and what's ugly in this deck. I mean, you might find that if you haven't got some of these cards, it's easier than buying singles or buying some booster packs of BTA 1 if there's certain cards like Giggy that you do want. So maybe if you just want to top up your commons. Anyway, so the exclusive card for this set is a Stride. It's basically Counterblast 1 when this unit is put into the G zone from the Vanguard circle. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to one face-up card from your G zone and turn it face up. Should that be face down? Is that a typo right on the freaking starter deck card? Why would you turn a face-up card from your G zone face up? I think they've already got a card with a missed typing thing. Typo. That's the word. Yeah, Lena's just checking that right now. Thunderbolt, Shockwave, Colossus. Anyway, so while she's just checking that, there's two of those. So one's a holo in double rare style, and the other one is that. Now, I mean, okay, Thunderbolt, Shockwave, Colossus, it's called. So, I mean, there's the artwork for you anyway, while we do a little bit of investigation here, because that looks to me like they've typed it wrong right there, which isn't very good if you're a beginner. That's a really confusing type of thing.
It's a typo!
It's a typo. It's supposed to say face down, isn't it?
It's when it's put into the
when this unit is put into the G zone from the Vanguard circle, pay the cost, choose up to one face-up card and turn it face down.
Choose up to one other face-up card from your G zone and turn it face down.
Yeah.
They have put it wrong.
So that means you can basically get a reuse on one of your other Strides, which makes it really weird that they put that in a starter deck where this is the only Stride. I mean, technically, it means you can just keep cycling these two, I guess. But, yeah. And
it's a bit weird.
To have that error on the start deck card, I think that's pretty bad. I didn't realise that was going to be the case. Anyway, we'll move on. That's disappointing, Bushiroad. So there's already some penalty points gone off it. You get 4 Divergence Dragon. This is essentially the boss card of the deck, I guess. GB1, Counterblast 1. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, pay the cost. Choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards. Opponent puts that unit on the bottom of his or her deck. So it's passable, I guess. And when a G unit tries, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets +5 till the end of turn. So, yeah, I mean, it's playable enough, I suppose. It's not Chronojet.
It's a good kind of introduction to how striding and...
Yeah, I mean, it's a GB1, so, I mean, at least it kind of activates quickly. the other grade 3 in the set, you get 4 Fate Wheel Dragons. So these are probably about the same quality, really. GB1, when his unit attacks a Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, until the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call grade 0 cards from hand to to Guardian Circle. So that's pretty cool, actually. I mean, it does prevent the opponent guarding as easily. If they've got a perfect guard, they're fine, but otherwise that can actually be a little bit awkward for them. And when it's placed on the Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 to put one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards on the bottom of his or her deck. So, again, not a bad backup card particularly, in a Chrono Jet deck probably, but again, I suppose it's playable enough for a starter deck. Then we get 4 10k vanilla grade 2s, so not a lot to say about him.
Right targets.
Yeah. Now this is quite nice. Twin Mazer Dragon, you get 4 of those. That is the 12k attacker on GB1. So to get a full playset of that in the start deck's pretty useful. I mean, you know, you could do worse than use that. Because you traditionally only got one of those in a trial deck before the G format anyway. And then you get 2 Relic Master Dragon. This is basically a bit like a Berserk Dragon for Kagero. It's Counterblast 2 when it's placed on the Vanguard or Rearguard. Pay the cost. Choose one opponent's grade 2 or less Rearguard. The opponent puts it on the bottom of his or her deck. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a playable card. You don't have to be on GB for that skill to come off. So if the opponent's stalling you a bit, that can work. I'm not really going to criticise that one too harshly. You get 2 8k vanillas. Interestingly.
To make room for a whole bunch of other cool things.
Now, this guy was previously only available as like a random promo, I believe, in one of the promo packs. Steam Fighter Meshi. It's a pretty decent card, actually. Once per turn, Soul Blast 1 when your opponent's rearguard is put into his or her deck due to an effect from one of your cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card from your damage zone and turn it face up. I'm surprised they didn't reword that, to be honest, with the counter charge symbol. But, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, because there's a lot of kind of reverse time leaping, making your opponent lose cards to the bottom of the deck. In this particular build, all cards really seem to do that. So this kind of just lets you do that more and more. So there are certain things you can do with the deck. It's just not going to be great for expanding it beyond what it is. You get 4 Summit Gear Crestwolf. Again, pretty good card actually. It's a 7k grade 1. It gets +3 when a card gets cycled back to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So it can easily be a 10k booster or a 13k booster. It's pretty good actually. I think people do generally run that card. Probably the nicest feature of this trial deck is that you do get a full playset of perfect guards in this $6.99 deck. Personally, I'm actually a big fan of them doing that, because if you haven't got perfect guards and you don't want to buy 2 trial decks for whatever reason, or you've come into Chrono Jet and you haven't got any of these at all, don't know how you've done that, but you have. It lets you just get 4 perfect guards. So back, anyone who's a Vanguard veteran who remembers when a regular perfect guard would have cost you about £7. Try 20p or something now. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty nice addition. Not much more to say. I guess they kind of had to do that, really.
We remember a time when perfect guards were up to 15.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's good, because if you are a beginner, it gives you your full playset, because a lot of beginners don't realise that you do want to run that at 4. Interestingly, one Gigi, you'll only probably use her once, so that's fine, really. It's
in this version of the deck, yes.
Yeah. She's Soul Blast 2, draw a card.
Quite the all-star in the Time Leap deck, though.
Yeah, so she's a good card. Interestingly, this is the first time you'll have had a chance to get her with a non-holo or non-rare style artwork. So, just for the novelty of it looking boring, that's pretty cool. Right, the starter for the deck is Timepiece Draco Kid. Again, not a GB restricted skill, so that's kind of nice. It's Counterblast 1, put this unit into the soul, and it's basically search for a grade 3 from the top 5 cards. Pretty standard sort of starter, but definitely one that, you know, you've still got an argument that you'd run that in any deck. So I'm not going to criticise that one too much. Trigger lineup. There's some crits, some stands, some heals. And this is quite nice, a full play set of Lucky Pot Draco Kid, the soul charging draw trigger. So you can give something power, soul charge, it helps you get that Gigi off, and you,
Meshy.
Meshy. The odd cards that do the soul blast, this kind of lets you get that off. And it's pretty nice that you do get the 4 of that, because I think the regular trial deck only had 2 of those. So yeah, that's the contents of this deck. Now the question as to whether it's worth the money is one that only an individual can answer. Would I recommend it to someone who was brand new to Vanguard? It depends how much money you want to spend. If you want to spend $6.99 and get a playable deck, great, go for it. If you've got £25 burning a hole in your pocket, then I would say immediately, don't bother with this, buy 2 of the current Chrono Jet trial deck, which would give you a much more playable deck for your money with some better strides. You get 4 of your Chrono Jet, you get 4 of the perfs that way as well. However, if you are on a budget, or you want to try the game out and you're not sure if you're going to like it, then you could say that this would actually be worth picking up. Now, it is a bit of a cheek in that the one that's coming out shortly for Gold Paladin, which is also one of these cheapo start decks, does actually have the main grade 3 Gold Paladin guy, Gurgwit, in the deck. I don't know if it is a 4 of, it's probably not. It might even be a 1 or a 2. But by merely having him in, that makes it the better choice, I would say. But yeah, there's stuff to kind of say that's quite good. I mean, the 4 perfect guards, that's pretty nice. You get some nice boosters, you got some nice attackers. The biggest deal is, because you cannot get Chrono Jet Dragon outside of trial decks, can you? Unless you get, maybe, is there a God Pack one? I don't know. But unless you go through singles, you're not going to pull a random Chrono Jet. So if you want to build a proper Gear Chronicle deck, this won't let you do it.
According to the Vanguard wiki, at the time of putting this video up, according to the wiki, there will be 2 copies of Gurgwit in that start deck.
Which is much better than what you get in here then, apparently. Actually, to be fair, the gold one looks like it includes 14 brand new cards. It's less reprints. This is pretty much all reprints except for that stride, which I don't really think much of.
And it also introduces their keyword, which is Unite.
Yeah. So
yeah, there's only 5 reprints in that gold deck.
Again, however, if you want to play Cardfight online and you want to get yourself a little code, I'm going to very carefully not show the code.
Which you just did.
It didn't show up. It was fine. Right. So yeah, if you want
to be editing later.
Yeah, if you want to get yourself a little code for Cardfight online when it comes out, and you just want to fill up your commons box with Gear Chronicle stuff like this, fair enough. But it's very much, I'm repeating myself a little bit here, but it's very much an individual thing. If you're on a budget and you want to try Vanguard, maybe consider picking this up. If you want another set of Meshy, or you want that stride for whatever reason, fine, go for it. But I'd struggle to recommend it. I'd probably, if I had to give this a grade, Professor Stiley, I'd probably give it a C as a start deck, whereas a regular trial deck would probably be a B+. So but it is what it is, though. So yeah, post down below if you've got any plans to pick one of these up. If you're new to Vanguard and you are going to get this, or you have bought it, let us know. That's cool. Tell us how you're getting on playing this deck. And if anyone out there is feeling a little bit mental and wants to take this deck to one of their weekly shop tournaments and just see how it performs against actual decks, that would be fun. Oops. So yeah, as it is, I don't know what I'm going to do with these cards. Maybe I'll do a giveaway at some point on this little trial deck. I don't know. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.